How's it going, everybody? I am Donut. This is, of course, a Black Lives Matter, all cops are bastards, and trans rights supporting channel. If you're not supporting that shit, get the fuck off this channel. This is The Defenders, Season 1, Episode 2, Mean Right Hook, which feels very literal, very right to the point. Feels like a Daredevil title, just very, very literal. Don't have a prediction. There's going to be a mean right hook in this episode. Somebody's going to give a mean right hook. That's my guess. Let's jump in to the episode. If you want to see the full length, check it out on Patreon below for $4 a month. Alright, we are here for The Defenders, Season 1, Episode 2, the discussion of that. Weird way to say that. But, this was Mean Right Hook, which felt like such a Daredevil, title. But no, that was the Iron Fist title. And it's like is Mean Right Hook a martial arts term?
If you really want to squint.
That's a boxing term.
Yeah. But it could be the American version of a martial arts term.
But I do like that there's some relevance there to it still being like a Danny title a little bit, even though it still feels more matched.
Yeah.
But yeah. And to be fair, it wasn't really I guess it is like a mean right hook, but yeah. I mean, it was a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
But well, you know what? I was gonna say let's save it. Let's just talk about it. Luke versus Danny. Glad we got it in episode 2. Like, the Defenders, I'm sure, is going to have a lot of that sort of stuff. Of like, what if these characters fought? And it's going to be a very brief skirmish.
Yeah, I'm really glad that the two meetups we've had thus far are Danny and Luke, and then Matt and Jessica. Because they're very, contrasting and not what I would have expected.
Yeah. Like, you would expect everybody to come together in one scene.
Yeah.
Not like these, we have two separate groups now that are working together.
Yeah. I definitely thought that if we were going to do, a recruitment thing, it would be Jessica and Luke meet up, just because they know each other. Then they, recruit Danny or Matt, and then they get the other one, last.
Yeah, I think we talked about that in Iron Fist, of basically exactly that. That's what our prediction was going to be. Yeah, so I like this a lot more.
Yeah, for sure.
And especially because, Danny knows about Luke, but doesn't know about Luke.
Yeah.
He's been told things through Claire, but he wouldn't know him by, looking at him or anything like that. So it's this interesting, dynamic as an audience of that.
Yeah.
And, yeah, just seeing him, wail on everything, it felt so much like a Deadpool scene with Colossus and everything. I was waiting for the kick in the balls, but, I mean, and to be fair, if we talked about this extensively off camera. Because I brought it up as a joke, but then, because we brought up if you kick Luke in the nuts, what would happen? And we came to the conclusion that based on the TV show, based on the information from this, of in Jessica Jones, she shoots him with a shotgun, his brain rattles around in his head, and that hurts his brain. So if you kick him in the balls, his balls should rattle against unbreakable skin.
Yeah.
And that is gonna hurt like hell.
Those nuts are going to be destroyed.
He's got the Achilles nuts. But I would not put it aside if that's gonna come up in the show. So
100%.
I feel like I'm insane saying that, but you know what? It's the MCU. They're willing to do a kick in the nuts.
Claire, you gotta fix his nuts.
Oh no. Oh, she already fixed his nuts.
Oh yeah.
So, about the Danny and Luke fight, is there anything specific you have to say about it? I'm just glad we got it, but it was very yeah, we knew what was gonna happen. I was curious about it, but it was very much so we'll talk more about the scene, but the fight. Do you have anything to say about it, really?
Not really. I thought I'm going to keep on hitting you with moves that clearly are not doing anything went on a little too long.
A little bit too long, yeah.
But I think it's worth it for that mean right hook. It feels so instantly iconic with the slowdown.
And I think Luke is so big of a guy that I can absolutely see me wailing on him and being there's nothing supernatural about this. He's probably just this tough. Okay, hold on, I gotta center my chi and do this better. I get it a little bit why Danny kept going on of damn, this dude's tough, but I'll get him. I just gotta get, he's just the hawking out, I just gotta get the hit in.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I do like the idea that, it didn't seem to, the punch itself didn't seem to hurt Luke. It's just that it does have, he can. Like the Force will throw Luke, because there's the the untalked about Luke also has like super strength as well, like to be able to just stand there and not move in any way whatsoever, or just in various ways. Like his skin is bulletproof, and then also he seems to have this
like
supernatural.
He's constantly lifting up rubble.
Yeah, I mean, that too. But I also mean in terms of like an immovable object. That's not even like strength.
True.
Like where his feet feel like they are, or like his whole body just like cannot be moved in the slightest.
Yeah, you're right. That is different.
Like, but yeah, I mean, it's just to have like an aesthetic sort of thing. But yeah, there's like that untalked about, like he is both unbreakable skin and an immovable object in a kind of way.
Yeah.
So seeing that like the Iron Fist breaks out that role is interesting. That like unspoken role.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was cool. So let's. Do you want to start with Danny or do you want to start with Luke? I'll give it to you.
Okay. Let's start with Danny actually.
Okay. So Danny, once again, just I'm appreciating this absolute despair that he is in right now, and these like nightmares that he's having, and just. I'm not sure if there's not a whole lot more different that happened this episode to talk about with Danny's than last episode. This was the episode I feel like where he got the like D storyline.
Yeah. Which I appreciate. Like I thought based on episode 1 he was going to be the main character, but like this really showed me that they're trying to do more of an ensemble as much as you can do an ensemble.
Yeah.
Like Danny's still extremely important, but they let him cool down a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, seeing him like just struggling and trying to center himself and it not working, and I like his arc. I'm not sure if I have a whole lot to say about it. It's more of a reaction-y kind of thing than a discussion-y kind of thing right now where we are in the show. Like what we can talk about is the stick stuff, but I think we should save that for Matt.
Sure,
because it's more relevant to Matt. But or Luke. I mean, so let's move to the Luke thing. So we get the answer to the like, what were the boys doing?
Right.
So they were not a courier or anything like that. Red herring. That was they are just like viscera cleanup.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. And yeah, like it's I think it makes a lot more sense than courier. Like when you brought up courier, I was like, why did he jump to that? I don't really understand. But like also with the whole thing of last episode, we were like, this time frame, there's a lot of stuff that makes obvious sense what they should be. Like the courier, if there were the couriers, then it's like you can think it's the bombs or whatever. But like it couldn't be any of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and Luke's headspace was also like he was still thinking about Shades and Mariah, and that makes more sense for them. Like if they're just like moving drugs or guns around.
But yeah, so I think like visceral cleanup makes a lot more detail of just like we need low level people. It doesn't matter. It also makes sense of like they're seeing all these dead bodies and cleaning up all these dead bodies and everything.
Yeah.
It's you get why they're like it doesn't matter. These people were like assassins, ninjas. Styx people are trained in very much to the same way the Hand are. So like it is essentially like they're seeing these insanely powerful people getting killed, and in these secret places too and everything. They're like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like, I get now. Like, it's the sort of thing where when the kid said it to Luke at the first episode, like, oh, I need bulletproof skin and stuff like that. You get it, but seeing like what they're seeing from their perspective helps a lot more with the like I get how unbelievably terrifying this is, and how, like, even for Luke, it's like there's a level of like you say that, but this is Luke, and if Luke can solve the problem, you don't have to worry about him. But like, Luke can't really solve the Hand problem by himself, and so I think that's why this Hand is such a great villain for the Defenders, like as for these 4 heroes that can't like just stop this on their own, and even together it's like, I don't know, can they? There's way more than just New York. Like it really feels like they're going to just stop again this section of the Hand.
And I really appreciate that this is something where like it isn't something that the ninja can't do. It is just grunt work. Like, I get why they wouldn't have the ninja do it. It's like, they're too busy. Like, the schedule's moving forward. They have more important things to do, and so they need to hire these kids to start cleaning up these bodies.
Yeah. And you know what? They are kids. I'll give them that. Like, in terms of, like, I was like, come on, these are the stupidest people ever. Where they have, like, these acid sprays that are so strong acid sprays, and they're like, oh no, we're being attacked. Drop them and run.
Yeah.
But they're kids. To be fair, I would probably do the same thing in a panic. I'm not thinking about anything. But like that does say something. The Hand has this insanely strong acid, incredibly strong acid that they can just like spray out.
Yeah.
And it seems to mostly just dissolve organic stuff, or else you'd think there would be a lot of like left over on the floor.
Right.
But they're cleaning this up in a way where it's like even the authorities wouldn't, find any evidence whatsoever. So it doesn't seem like it would break through concrete or anything like that. Just like organic material and stuff like that.
Makes sense.
I wonder if that's gonna be a plot point or if that's just a, whatever sort of thing. But the Hand has so much going on. I don't know what's plot points and what's not going to be plot points and everything. There's error all over the place with that thing.
Yeah, they do a good job of making the Hand feel just big in general. Like, even if a lot of the stuff doesn't come up again, it's still important in order to set, like, the scale and, the amount of resources they have.
Yeah, I mean, and it gets my mind racing with certain things. Like, well, now we have this sort of acid thing. If you completely acided somebody, that's a way to stop them from coming back to life like the Hand does.
True.
Instead of just decapitating. Like, there's various, I think, like, every small shit like this makes my mind, like, go wild with this. I really enjoy the universe that the Netflix shows have created, feeling so much more consistent than the movie ones. And I just like thinking about all that sort of stuff, even if it never comes to fruition. So, Danny and Luke there with the one kid. I keep just calling him the kid because I can't remember his name.
Same.
But with the kid where they just let him get arrested there at the end. And now there is I get it, they don't have masks on. So if they get seen, then it's going to be a huge problem as well. But there was, like, that whole scene was just weird. Like, they're just standing there for so long and the police don't see them for some reason, I guess. And, they just, I don't know. That scene, wasn't a fan of it.
Yeah, it's a little strange.
Yeah. I think it was a little strange and just made me be like, come on, this is so unheroic.
Yeah.
Just run away while the kid's being arrested. Especially because, like, we've had these characters fighting the police and, stuff before. It's not like that's new.
Yeah, like, even with Luke, like, you could say that, he knows that this is probably Misty's, like, beats, and so, like, the kid will be safe. But at the same time, a lot of Luke Cage was seeing how corrupt the police were.
Yeah, and even then, I would have hated that, but he could have at least said that or something, or, like, thought that or something. Like, I mean, not thought that, but, Luke's a very talk out loud kind of guy. He just talks to himself.
Yeah.
But yeah, Danny is like Danny has attacked and, like, broken the bones and shit like that of the DEA and everything.
Yeah.
And, like, that was fixed. So it's like, it's not like he can't, save this kid and then have it,
Yeah.
I mean, like, this is a little bit of a different scenario and everything like that, but he has so much money, he's gonna be able to be fine.
Yeah.
There's no circumstance in which I believe that Danny is going to, Danny would attack them and not be fine. Let's can you talk about the stick thing?
Sure.
Like, one, very glad we're getting stick in this. Like, I felt like it was obvious, so I didn't really say much about, like, it was one of the, not obvious, but in terms of, like, a, I don't know. Not obvious, but in a way where I did expect it. I definitely expected this soon. I thought it was going to be a late game thing. Like, I thought it was going to be a stick coming in late game as, like, a, when we think the heroes are about to be defeated, Stick comes in with his army or something like that. Or Stick just snipes somebody with a fucking bow and arrow.
Yeah.
But was not expecting to be this soon. But it makes a whole lot of sense. Of course, I mean, he's still out there fighting against him and everything like that.
Yeah, like, the chase is probably the thing that the Hand is thinking about. Like, it's the Iron Fist and the chase.
Yeah. And yeah, the Iron Fist is very much so not a big deal to them.
Yeah.
Like, or at least to Gal. Like, maybe higher up, but they don't seem so. Like, Gal is like the total, like, we're handling the Iron Fist totally fine. He's not a problem. He is so not a problem.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like, he is chasing him down. He, like, it's sort of like he's a nuisance. He's a mosquito. He's annoying them. He's taking out some hand members, blah, blah, blah. But it's not affecting them in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
We also got our best friend in the world in this episode. Everybody's number one buddy old pal, Turk Barrett.
Turk never stops.
He never stops. I love that he just keeps going further and further down, but he won't stop. And it's definitely the thing, like, it was one of those things where at the beginning I felt sorry for Turk, and now they've made it very, very clear. You don't need to feel sorry for Turk. He has plenty of money. He's doing fine.
Yeah.
He just is, like, he'll make a ton of money and then spends it on exorbitant shit that he doesn't need and blah blah blah. Like, I really love this role that Turk is in. Of he's not evil. Like, there's nothing where I'm like, oh god, they gotta kill Turk, fuck Turk. But it's one of these things where every time I don't feel pity for him anymore at all. It's like, dude, just stop or go low enough there. Like, he's never low enough to where it's off a radar.
Yeah.
Like, it's always like you're going lower, but you're never going low enough to where you're just a petty criminal. But yeah, it was nice seeing him again.
Yeah.
That was one of the ones where it's like, I mean, if we don't get Turk and Defenders, I'm going to be pissed because we got him in almost everything else.
Yeah.
And, yeah, just, I don't know what to say about that. Just glad he's here.
Same. I'm really glad that we have to talk with Danny and Colleen about, the fact that they've both been very recently burned. That Danny can't, he doesn't really even trust Kunlun anymore. Colleen doesn't trust the Hand. Like, they are out by themselves, but Colleen is still willing to try and work with others.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a really interesting dynamic. Before Iron Fist, I would have said Danny was probably going to be, like, the kid of the group. Like, the one who's really excited about teaming up.
Yeah.
But I really like the idea of him being, like, burnt out and not wanting to make connections and, like, having to, like, be, talked into it a little more.
Yeah. It's something that obviously makes so much more sense, but I didn't think about that at all. I totally thought he would be the one being like, we need to be the Defenders, we need to do this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But you're right, it feels like he's going to be way more like the one that needs to be talked into this. Like, him and Matt, both, I think, are going to be talked into this sort of thing.
Yeah.
The most. Whereas, like, Luke already in this episode, like, I love getting to see Luke in this episode, just, like, helping out with the community and, like, putting rubble back and all that sort of stuff. Like, the small community helping shit I love with Luke Cage. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, like, I think, if anything, Luke's thing might have to be, like, them convincing him to, like, step up to this next level.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just be a community guy. We have to go after this, like, international villain syndicate.
And I think the thing with Jessica is going to be fighting. Like, Jessica has done plenty of this stuff before. I mean, she's still like, I don't want to be hero, I don't want to be hero. But I think the crux of the hero word for her is the physically punching somebody, I have to do hero shit sort of stuff. Because she'll begrudgingly do all the, finding clues and blah, 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 blah. Like, as much as she says she hates it, that is, not true. But she does not she doesn't want to fight, understandably and everything like that. But I think that's going to be her big thing. Of, like, we're going to have to physically fight the Hand. We can't just, like, find clues on them.
Yeah, she's going to have to fight Ninja at some point.
Yeah, and I'm excited for it.
Oh, yeah.
So, lastly of the Luke and Danny stuff, we have the Kunlun, whatever not poster, but whatever you want to call it, like, scroll thing, in that place with all 6 people. What do you make of that? Like, I assume, is it just the obvious, like, Stick is from Kunlun, that sort of thing? Or is it something else? Like, something just like Stick learned about the Iron Fist and was like, oh, I love this Iron Fist. Just like Bakuto was like, love this Iron Fist, super obsessed with it.
I think he's like a Kunlunabu. Like, kind of like, you just said his name?
I don't know.
Bakuto.
Oh, yeah, Bakuto.
Yeah. I don't think he's actually from Kunlun because of his backstory / the Chased's backstory. Like, about it being someone just from a village that was completely wiped out.
I mean, what is Kunlun except not like a village? Like, from everything Danish described, it feels like a village.
Yeah, I feel
doesn't feel like a city.
But if Kunlun had been wiped out, I feel like we would have, like, there would have been more of a post-war energy to it.
True. I mean, Danny was only there for a brief period of time.
True.
And it's like, yeah, most people don't like talking about when they have their entire people wiped out.
Fair. And to be fair, like, that would also really, like, cement the difference between Danny being okay with leaving the border and someone like Davos saying, like, what are you doing? Someone needs to be here protecting Kunlun, if he has more of that history of Kunlun, actually being wiped out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that... Yeah, like, I mean, Davos probably wouldn't have been alive at that point.
No.
Like, Davos probably also wouldn't have known that Kunlun is wiped out, to be fair.
Like, maybe the Thunderer.
Yeah, like, maybe the Thunderer told him or whatever, maybe. But, like, yeah, that's definitely a possibility. There's also, there's just a possibility that there's more than Kunlun. Like, there's Kunlun, but there's also, like, villages that are still a Kunlun, but not Kunlun, and,
I mean, as he said, Kunlun is one of the, I think, 7 capital cities of heaven. Yeah. So, like, there's gotta be others.
Yeah, and they went out of Kunlun to, like, get Donkey and stuff like that. So, like, there's places outside of Kunlun that are still a part of whatever that area is called.
Like, still being protected.
Yeah, still within that mist barrier. So, yeah, it could be something like that. But yeah, what's your guess? I'm going to take the stance that I'm going to guess that he's from Kunlun, or the Kunlun surrounding area. The Kunlun tri-state area.
Okay, in that case, I'll go hard on the Stick has never been to Kunlun, is not from Kunlun. He's just, like, assembling documents and stuff and trying to like make his faction, like make the chase like Kunlun.
Okay. Is there anything more or like a guess you have about the katanas, or do you think that's just like a way to be like Stick's cool?
Like I took the fact that it was sharp scene as a big like this is a historical, you know, like this is one of the, what was it, like one of 10 like
there's very few of them.
Like that should be a museum piece. The fact that he's sharpening it means that like like they are going to war, and also that like he is going to use this like ancient katana, like whether it has magic in it or if it's just like very symbolically important.
I guess that's what I was going for. Like, do you think this is like do you think these are Kunlun katanas? Do you think they are like Colleen recognize them? They're in a book, so there can't be Kunlun katanas. Or
they could be, like they could be from Kunlun, but then like they're in the outside worlds.
Yeah. But we haven't seen anybody in Kunlun fight with katanas or swords or anything like that.
True.
We've seen plenty of dead bodies of Kunlun people. Seems like they all just do martial arts.
Yeah. I mean, they shouldn't have katanas considering they're in China.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So I doubt something like that. But like I've always done the thing of like Colleen's dad is probably Xiao Lao, but like maybe not. Maybe we're just gonna do a completely separate thing there. Right. 2 dragons. He's just like a dragon title or whatever. But maybe the katanas are more related to her side of the family, like her dad's side of the family. Or so, like there might be more of a connection here, or it might just be there's 10 of these swords in the world. Stick has some. That's cool. I don't know if it's just gonna be that or if it's gonna be more. I like covering my bases in a discussion. It'll be like
Yeah, I think there's gonna be something more. Like, I think the fact that, like, the end to the immortality for, like, members of the hand is specifically cutting off the head. Like, we know you can, you can cremate them and all that. It's like, sure. But the fact that it's specifically cutting off the head, I feel like is going to tie into the, like, just katanas in general or swords in general.
Yeah.
Like, as a, like, maybe some of them are so strong that if you cut them with a normal sword, they're, it stops halfway in their neck.
I've got an adamantium spine.
Like, you need the strongest sword in the world in order to fight, like, the top members of the hand or something like that.
Oh, ridiculous.
God, I want to see Luke use his super strength, or Jessica, to swing a katana super strong and slice him in half.
To slice him in half?
Yeah.
I am curious, like, if you cut somebody, like, if you bisected somebody horizontally, and then they came back, like, they had the stuff that the hand does where you come back as a zombie, would they come back as just that half, or would they come back as the whole? Like, they've done such a good job of never showing it. Like, Harold's wounds healed, but, like, his finger was cut off and came back. Right. So it's like, you can regrow entire things.
Yeah.
If his arm was cut off, would he regrow an entire arm?
I guess it depends on maybe the amount of immortality juice, because when they were like looking at, I think, like some of the dead ninja in Daredevil season 2, like they had autopsy wounds already on them.
Yeah,
and those didn't heal up, but like their bodies healed up just fine.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point.
Yeah.
Huh. And same with like Nobu, had the scars all over him and that too. So like, it seems like Harold had a better, version of it, but it might have been the tank that we never answered what the fuck that was. Yeah. Anyway, back to Defenders. On a tangent, just what happens if you cut a ninja in half. Okay, so think we should move over to Jessica now.
Yeah.
Let's move over to Jessica. So we have the hand has ends with Trish talk. They have ends with the medium and that, keeping everything off of stop talking about the earthquake, stop talking about the earthquake.
I really enjoyed seeing that from Trish's point of view, because it isn't like, she's in with the hand, it's just this big word from above, and it's not even like her speculating and getting into trouble. It was someone calling in just saying like, hey, this isn't how earthquakes work.
Yeah. And like, it is like the kind of thing where it's like, they're not like, that is what got them to get off talking about earthquakes.
Yeah.
Whereas like, they're turning this a little bit realistic. Like, if they right off the bat were just like, no talk about earthquakes, it would be like way too suspicious.
Yeah, way too dystopian.
Yeah, but like, if the fact they're like, yeah, we're gonna let them, but as soon as somebody starts, like, an actual scientist comes on, it's like, this ain't an earthquake. It's like, no, cut it off. Like, yeah, I like the attention to detail for something like that. What I don't appreciate in terms of attention to detail is the incident. Still, again, this is 100% the writer of Defenders being a bad writer. Like, this has nothing to do with the MCU as a universe. This has nothing to do with it. Luke Cage gave them a Hail Mary. They so perfectly set it up for the incident is solely, coincidentally, the realtor said the incident to Matt in Daredevil. That was just a coincidence. The real reason why it's called the incident in, like, Luke Cage, the only other time we hear it called the incident, is because it was the one guy who was selling the tape of, like, his tapes of the Battle of New York as the incident. And so people of Harlem referred to it as the incident. People of Harlem did. And then, I don't remember what show it was after that then broke that. I remember getting mad about that at something else. But I don't remember what it even was in. I can't remember, but I know it wasn't something else. Maybe it was Iron Fist, even.
I think it would have to be after Luke Cage, right?
I genuinely don't remember, but I just know I was mad about it and something else. But now, here we go, again, in the Defenders. Nobody watches Luke Cage. My God, they had an out. Nobody likes this incident thing. Everybody hates the fact that they're calling it the incident. So why do they keep doing this? I don't know. They have an out. It's written into the universe, and they won't take it. Oh my God.
And for anyone who doesn't remember, the reason this is the wildest use of the incident is because, they specifically phrase it as people are saying it's terrorists or the incident.
What does that mean?
What does that
Why
mean?
does anybody think this is the incident? Why did anybody on Earth? Also, what do you mean? What does that mean? Like, this is just like not like another alien invasion, not another incident. We think this is the incident again. What the fuck does that mean? Oh my God. Terrible writing. Terrible writing. Watch Luke Cage. If you're gonna write Defenders, watch Luke Cage.
I feel like they just wrote it down in the series Bible as we call it the incident.
Apparently, it's there's something about, like, I wouldn't be so mad if they didn't have an answer.
Right.
They have an in-universe explanation.
It's okay.
And they won't take it. Oh. That's the kind of shit that makes me so mad. It's right there! Okay. Moving on. So, then Jessica steals some documents from the crime scene there in her match. So then which Misty pulls a gun on her. Kill Misty already. Get her out of the show. Kill her. Anyway, Jessica, goes through the whole, rigmarole of the...
I really loved seeing that.
Yeah.
Because it's also, like, it's so old that she can't do it online. Like, I always appreciate an excuse for, in a modern series, someone having to go to the file documents and, like, go through them and do the research.
Yeah.
Like, it feels way, even though, like, it's valid research if you do it online. It just feels like it's so much more effort to be using physical cards and whatnot.
Yeah, it is like it's just because she did plenty of research online, and then she had, like, I like that Jessica Jones is a mixture of the two, rather than a lot of stuff have the, like what you just said, where they're looking down on, like, looking stuff up online and everything, or then there's other shows of the, like, we are just going to find everything online ever.
Like, we're just going to Google the question.
Shield. It's we are a super spy organization. We're gonna find everything through Twitter. But yeah, I appreciate the mix of the two.
Yeah, I agree.
And yeah, that whole sequence was extremely fun of her just going through all these back dates and further back, further.
It's really fun seeing her put in the effort because she tries so hard in her daily life to act like she doesn't care and she's not putting in any efforts.
Yeah. So then she finds John Raymond. Unfortunately, then he kills himself. Don't get any information really out of that.
Yeah.
When we get information out of it, we don't get as much information as we would have liked to get out of that. So, what information do we get out of this scene? There's some stuff that we can imply that is not really information, but I'm just going to be counting implications as information for right now. Until we get a different implication or different information. So, it seems like it's definitely they want him, not they wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
Like he had information that they didn't want or anything, or that they didn't want out or anything like that.
Yeah. Like, I think he definitely had more work to do.
Oh, yeah. For sure. I guess that was all the information we got. I thought we got more information, but I guess not.
Yeah, because they're also kind of disconnected. Like, Jessica learning about, what is presumably the Hand, like, just moving stuff around New York. And then, the guy.
Yeah, so, okay, that's really all the information we got out of that scene. Just that, like, it seems like they definitely want like, they need his knowledge, but also in a way where he can't just tell them. Like, they can't just torture it out of him, because he seems pretty susceptible to torture.
Yeah.
So...
Like, I think that means it has to be too complicated. Like, it has to be some architectural stuff where, like, the only way he can do it is if he's, like, drawing a map, or if he tells them, like, this place.
Yeah. I have no guesses as to what it could be more specifically.
Yeah. Because also, like, even with explosives, in order to shake all of Manhattan like that...
Yeah.
Like, they have to be blowing up, like, fault lines or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what it could be. Because, like, the explosives, I think, is what we're implying, but certainly shouldn't do that, so...
Yeah, and, like, it's not like it's super underground. Like, they dug the super long hole, but we know, like, we know how insanely deep it is.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like it was deep enough for, like, the amount of shaking that the scientist said it was on Trash Talk.
Yeah, because they said it was pretty shallow.
Yeah.
So I have no further guesses for right now.
Mystery is still a mystery.
Mystery still biggin'.
Yeah. Loved seeing Jessica's, like, not rap sheet, but just, like, everything that she has been involved in all this time.
Yeah.
So thick.
I mean, like, it's basically like a rap sheet. Like, I'm sure she's had to do tons of illegal shit to get the, pictures of people or whatever, you know. Sure, like, the dirt on people is what I was trying to go for.
I imagine a lot of it's also, like, cases where she had to, like, turn in information and stuff, and then she's mentioned in there as well.
Like, yeah, big old record. So Matt coming in at the end to be her lawyer and everything like that. This 2 episodes in, already doing a really good job of the amount of red herrings and misdirections that we're getting in this.
Yeah.
Both in terms of, like, the mystery and just in terms of character shit, in terms of how a character are going to meet up and everything like that. Like, they really set it up very hard in this episode of okay, so either at the end of this episode or next episode, Foggy and Jessica are going to meet, and that's going to be how she meets with Matt and, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But it's like, nope, then Matt just comes in.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? Like, how did Matt find out about this?
Right.
How did Matt... What? Like, did he just hear it? Like, was he just listening and heard this?
Like, he could have.
Yeah, like, it could be that simple, but I don't think it's got to be something different than that.
Yeah, because, like, it has to be connected to, this whole deal going on, and nothing Jessica has said would, like, tie into that. Like, she's been very vague with Misty, because she doesn't want her to get into this.
Yeah, so it's like...
How did this happen?
I have absolutely zero idea. Very excited to see how the fuck, like, that happened. At the same time, I watch so much of this Netflix MCU stuff. I know how it goes now. It's every episode we end on the cliffhanger, and then that cliffhanger is so unimportant. We are going to talk about it. Matt's just going to say, like, oh, just grabbed a cookie and heard you, and then that's it. That's the answer. Like, I'm so prepared for that, but... Lastly, with Jessica, I guess we could talk about, like, just Hogarth being this, like, in Iron Fist, we were like, man, Hogarth's changed a lot. This is crazy. And then now it's like, oh, no. This is just how she's always been. She just really hates Jessica, and we've only seen her through Jessica. Whereas, like, in Iron Fist, we get to see her around other people.
Yeah.
Not even just Danny. Like, we get to see her around other people as well.
But yeah, like, that's a good point. We've seen her around Jessica, who she hates, her ex-wife, who she absolutely hates.
Yeah. And, but yeah, so, like, it's understandable then. And then we get to see her with Danny, with Claire, with Colleen, and, yeah, like... I appreciate that Hogarth is not, like, she is one of the best, like, morally gray characters.
Yeah.
Morally gray characters, I feel like, are hard to do without just making them very black and then acting like they're morally gray.
Right.
Or making them very white and acting like they're morally gray.
Right.
It's very, like, little in between a lot of the times, where I feel like this is a very nice middle ground gray character for Hogarth.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into Matt now.
All right, and there's actually a pretty good transition here.
Yeah.
In that, like, Hogarth tells Foggy, hey, you should be looking out for Jessica Jones. She's your top priority.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, like, Foggy gives Matt all these, like, you know, like, this big pile of pro bono stuff where he's like, I've been picking this stuff up.
That's before, though.
True.
I'm pretty sure. Let me double check, but I think that scene comes before Foggy finds out about Jessica. So it is the bar scene, then Hogarth gives in that case, but it could be a Foggy calling up and saying, like, hey, I've got a special case for you. But, like, I don't know. Foggy, there's two things that are mainly one thing. Like, Foggy feels like he's, he's very new at this company. He feels like he's trying to really, like, hold his place here and, like, be very, like, yes, Miss Hogarth, yes, Miss Hogarth, yes, Miss Hogarth. So I don't know if he would then immediately, like, give that off to Matt.
Yeah.
This, like, big thing that Hogarth wanted for him. You know? Like, maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah, like, it definitely wouldn't make sense with a big pile, like, but maybe as a, like, I can't do this right now, or, like, I heard it over the police radio that she was being taken in. Hey, Matt, can you please just, you know, like, stall them for a moment?
Yeah, maybe.
Like, considering how Netflix series go sometimes, I wouldn't be surprised if Matt walked in and then said, okay, don't talk to anyone, Foggy's coming.
Yeah, like, that might be a, like with the like big cliffhanger at the end. I can absolutely see it be. Next episode starts with just Foggy walking and be like, okay, I'm here now.
Yeah, thanks, Matt.
Yeah, like, fully. Not as a joke. I can 100% see that. Yeah. Don't know. So, maybe Foggy gave him the case. Maybe he just walked in. Who knows?
Like, at the very least, there's a now open connection there.
Yeah.
Like, they are, like, getting friendly again.
Now, it was really, 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 really nice to see Matt protecting criminals. Like, something I never would have expected to get from Daredevil, but holy shit, man. Matt's character, so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, what an arc he's just, not like an arc, just multiple arcs he's been on. He's just like arcing and arcing and arcing. And like, I truly love Daredevil as a hero. Respect him so much as a hero. Love him. It's one of those things where I feel like a lot of superheroes I am very, like, very, very middling on.
Yeah.
But, like, fucking love it, man. Absolutely love to see it.
Yeah. Like, it is, like, I also do appreciate that we like, even these 2 episodes, we've been seeing him constantly, like, listening out and hearing what's going on, and then he has to make the judgment call every time, like, do I, like, put on the suit, do I not, you know, do I just run down there and try to do something, or is this going to resolve itself okay? Because, like, if he's living in New York, he can't fix everything.
Yeah,
there's a lot. There's so many things probably that aren't even that okay. Where he does have to go, like, well, I can't do anything about this. I'm not going to run 5 blocks over and, you know, punch open this door because this guy's, you know, being beaten.
Like, yeah, that was a lot of what was talked about in season 1 of, like, or even season 2, like, going after petty criminals instead of listening in for the more important stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so whereas, like, now that is like the opposite of, like, he's listening in and wasn't going to do anything, but then the moment the petty criminals are starting to be, like, their bodily harm is going to come to them, he has to step in. So different from like, stopping petty criminals who haven't done any, you know, bodily harm to anybody, you know, before. Very, very different juxtaposition. And, like, again, like, it's very fitting for Matt as a character because he is like that too. Like, he is broken into, you know, houses and stolen shit and broken. It's like, he's done so much illegal shit too. And he still does from time to time. So it's like, it's, you know, it's a very, like, used to be a very hypocritical thing. And, like, you know, I'm glad that he is in this mindset now.
Yeah, I think it also, like, a big part of it is his, like, deal with Elektra, the fact that he got so close to the line that he's been thinking more about killing. Like, I think, you know, like, it is I wouldn't have let you know, even if the shop owner had come out and, you know, he'd been chasing them or he'd, like, you know, punched them in the face, whatever, but he was going to kill these looters.
Yeah. Like, yeah,
that is the line. That is the, like, if you're going to kill someone, I'm going to stop you. Like, you know, if they didn't do anything wrong, or even if they did something wrong, but they don't deserve to die.
Yeah. Like, oh my god. Glad we had, like, this season really seems like it's going to be the, like, they are all heroes for the people.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to like Danny is the one who is not quite that yet. Like he says that a lot of like I want to be, you know, I'm the Iron Fist of like this world, New York is my world. But you know, now he's wavering on that a lot. I think Danny has got to get put into that place too. But like I feel like the rest of them are already in this like Luke has always been a hero for the people sort of thing. But even then, they've all had this sort of reserved bit to it, and like a little bit of selfishness a lot too. And I think like this season is the shedding the selfishness. We also got the priest as well, you know, came back. Really great to see that, you know. One of my favorite characters from Daredevil, in all honesty, like fucking fantastic character. All the scenes with the priest, very, very well done. So well written. Some of like the best, like it's truly one of the people that like, as much as Matt talks about Foggy or Karen or whatever, they always give him some good advice mixed with some bad advice. And I feel like the priest is the only person who 9 times out of 10 gives him the best advice every single time.
It's just really cool to have a hero who has an outlet like that. Like there's, you know, the trope is always, I'm talking to these people, but I can't tell them the whole truth, so I'm like, my friend got punched by Spider-Man. But the priest is someone where he can outright say everything. Even if he is, you know, holding a little back, the priest knows.
He knows.
And he gets that unreserved, like, loving advice.
Like, it truly feels like a father. So, I think the last thing we have to cover is our villain of the season. What was her name? Alexandria? Is that what it was?
I think so.
But so it seems like, now, I had the same prediction for Gao, and maybe it's still true for Gao, but like, of this girl as well being a, what am I trying to say? Immortal. She is, you know, lived for a long, long period of time. Maybe not immortal, but is ancient.
Like, because she is the, you know, she's gonna be the boss battle of the Defenders, like, you know, she's the villain of the series. I'm gonna say she's probably one of the original 5.
Okay.
Like, that's a wild one because she is white. Like, but I feel like that's...
But it could have been, like, you know, one from each, like, section of the world, maybe.
I could see that.
Like imagine a hand over the earth, and, like, each of the fingers being, like, where one of them were.
Because I do have a big weakness for the series that do the, you know, in prehistory, like, before the world was, you know, like, as globalized as it was now, like, people from all over did team up for a thing. And that'd be a cool, like, you know, evil version of that.
I feel like, the good version is always interesting, you know. It's iffy how you do that, but I feel like having an evil conglomerate from every organization in the world is like a, you know, it's much better than having it just be one.
100%,
Definitely much better than just being one. But yeah, I think that's definitely a possibility of her being like the first generation, one of the very first 5, and then Gao being like the second generation, maybe. Like just like super ancient and yet still under her.
Because like I can't imagine if she's not one of the original 5. I don't buy Gao being like this scary and also being this under her. Like I feel like she's got to be something very, very special.
But yeah, I think definitely ancient for sure. Who knows how old? But pre-Manhattan being bought at the very least.
Because that also would explain why, like, of anyone in the hand, why her immortality would be failing now.
And, like, Gao is very, very old, too. Like she is old in an old person way, not just in a visually way. Like, you know, she's strong and everything like that, but she needs a cane to walk around. Like, she's, you know, she's got a hunch. She's not great.
Going off of what we were saying before about, like, the amount of healing that happens with the immortality, I wonder if the difference might be that Gao is allowing herself to, like, physically age more, like, both with her skin, with her bones, with, you know, needing to use a cane. Whereas, like, our main villain here wants to be more youthful. Like, she still looks, you know, like an older woman. But, like, she doesn't need a cane, she seems more youthful, she, like... I wonder if that's why her organs are now failing. Like, if she's been using more immortality juice to try and make herself more perfect, and, you know, she doesn't want to, like, if she doesn't even want the wrinkles, but that's, like, just an unavoidable thing at this point. That could totally be it. Like, just, like, having this vein sort of thing. Because she also wears, like, this, like, all white stuff. Which usually gives the vibe of the, like, you know,
if you're wearing all white, you're very confident you're not going to get any dirt on it or any stains on it or anything like that. So you know that like this is extremely pristine and this person is very, very careful and cares very, very much about our appearances. So yeah, I think that's definitely what they're going for with the all white.
Yeah.
I mean, also having like Gao be usually dressed in a very like all black with some patterns of like brown and orangey kind of in there, and then having the main villain be all white contrasts nicely with the brighter colors of our heroes.
Because I could also see that being like why Harold didn't really have any scarring on him, and B, why he had like so much immortality that he was able to like heal, feel that finger even.
Yeah.
Like if they were like if part of their thing was like, we're going to give you the really good immortality, like as proof that we trust you as a partner, that we want your help with this, we want to be working with Rand. Like, we'll really load you up.
Yeah, and I can see why, because Rand was integral to them. Like, it seems at some point like why would they go through all this effort for Harold? But it's like, Rand is huge. Like, they are massive and they needed that.
Yeah, like, paying one person, essentially, for all of Rand is a really, really good deal.
It's an extremely good deal, yeah. So, I think that's it. I think we've covered everything. Like, in terms of, like, the music that the lady was listening to, that's what we were talking about with the probably being extremely ancient thing, just to clarify what we meant with that. But yeah, I think that covers just about everything. I mean, what do you think is going to go down with Stick? He's there, like, Alexandria has him, or not Alexandra, not Ia, but
yeah,
yeah, she like has him captured and like that. Not going to kill him or anything.
Yeah,
but
we saw in season 2 he's very resilient to torture,
extremely so. So, but yeah, do you think it's just gonna be, he's just gonna be here until I can get to him? Or do you think he's gonna break out on his own somehow? Do you think, I don't know, do you have any prediction whatsoever for the dude at the end of Daredevil season 1 that Stick was talking to? Like, there's still nothing going on with that at all. They gotta bring that back. What the fuck was that?
I'm guessing that I think they're doing a parallel to Gao in Iron Fist, where Gao was, like, locked away for a long time, but, like, she was in control.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like we're going to get a shittier version of that, quote-unquote. Like, Stick
I don't know if Stick's in control here.
Yeah, like, that's what I mean by shitty.
Okay.
Like, I don't think Stick has the resources outside, nor does he have the internal control.
Gotcha.
But I think he'll still try to do, like, I think he's going to try and play Alexandra. I think, like, he's going to try and, like, get information out of her, because he probably doesn't know what the big plan is, but I can see her saying it.
Yeah.
Like, I could see it being along, like, he's badly tortured, he's near dying, he keeps on, like, baiting her, and she says outright what they're trying to do, but we as the audience don't. And then when eventually Matt rescues Stick, or someone rescues Stick, that could be, like, yeah, I can't imagine Alexandra telling our heroes what they're doing.
Yeah,
I could see Stick saying, like, I did some research and then she gave me the final pieces I need. Boy, this is what they're doing.
It's not that easy though. There's no way. It's gonna be a big mystery we gotta solve. So there's no. No. I'm saying no.
Okay. I'm saying I think that's how it's gonna go. I think he'll be the final piece.
Okay. But yeah, I'm loving the villain dynamic that we have going on right now, and just like I don't know, just like having all these old people here, like as this long ass rivalry with like one, just like Stick, Alexandra, and Gao as these three like ancient people.
Yeah.
Who knows if Stick's that ancient or not, but he's very old, just on normal standards.
Yeah.
But then we also have like Elektra as this like new pup they're bringing in to try and teach and everything. Is like super fascinating with that. I really like what they're doing with Elektra here. Like they're not doing a whole lot with her character, but I mean I like what they're doing with her, with her being so young compared to all these people. Like she is so young.
Yeah. Like, we still don't really know what they need the Black Sky for. Like, whatever
what it is, if that's real, we still don't know if that's real or not.
Yeah, true.
Like, there's nothing to insinuate. Like, there is, like, is Elektra, I guess, supposed to be faster than most people? I don't know why I said that as a question. She is, factually. She's supposed to be superhuman fast or whatever. But it's like, this is the same sort of shit we've seen all the ninjas do. This is the same sort of shit we've seen our heroes do. This is just Batman. Like, it doesn't make me feel like she's that fast when they do all, like, she rounds the corner, they look around the corner and she's gone. That's just a superhero thing.
Like, we need something more like Danny versus Luke, where that's a very clear, like, this punch is strong enough to move the unmovable man.
Yeah.
Like, Elektra has not yet done anything like that. She's done the closest we've gotten to that is she's so fast that these other very fast martial artists can't keep up. But that's hard to quantify.
Especially when you're doing it in pitch blackness, and I'm like, I get you're telling me she's fast, so I guess she is.
They had to better be saving up for some good choreography.
Yeah, because honestly, in a live-action show, you really don't want to do my character's really fast.
Yeah.
Because it's just, how are you going to make that look good? Mm-hmm. Like, you can only do it if it's like a super speed, like Flash or Quicksilver or something like that. But, like, just doing it like, my character is faster than normal is gonna be bad. I'm telling you, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
It's gonna be bad. Especially because our choreographer for this is like the worst that the MCU has ever had. My God, who did they get? Did they just ask some random person off the street, hey, do you know how to choreograph a fight?
How do you think, like, do you think Elektra's going to be a Matt has to face off against her level threat, or do you think she's going to be a all the defenders have to beat her up simultaneoly threats?
No, I could definitely see them each getting a dragon to face. Like, Elektra is Matt's, Gal is Danny's, I don't know who else, Bakudo maybe could show up and be Colleen's. But then, like, who for Luke, who for Jessica?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We don't have a whole lot there. I mean, we're only on episode 2. They could definitely bring in more people and, like, build them up in this time.
Speaking of bringing in more people, right before we finish this discussion, let's do a guess. If you had to, or not a guess, but just who would you want them to bring in from each of the shows? One character from each of the, shows of the Netflix. Who would you want them to bring in? Because I feel like we've gotten enough of the obvious ones out of the way now.
Yeah.
So, but then there's also like Daredevil. Who else could they possibly bring in? There's like nobody else.
Yeah. I would say I think we're going to see Fisk's lawyer again.
Oh,
because
that's a good one.
Because we've seen him be a lawyer for someone else as well. Like I think we could have him be like Hogarth takes someone to court over all of this, like someone from the Hands. Yeah. And then we see that guy show up.
Oh, that's a really good one. I was gonna say Potter.
Oh yeah, especially with the shot of Matt looking at the Daredevil costume again. Like I think he's due for an upgrade again. Like
also the rest of them need. Danny has no costume.
He just doesn't have a costume. Yeah, you're right.
It's not like they need costumes, but they're probably going to do something like that. They're going up against people with weapons, so you want something that's going to block a weapon.
Yeah, and I feel like Danny would really want, at the very least, like a mask or something. Yeah. So he can, go punch the cops.
Yeah, you would think. Same with Luke. I think Luke would very much benefit from a mask.
Yeah.
Just in terms of fighting the Hand. This might not be a normal situation. This might just be here's your hand fighting costumes, but we need something.
That would be that'd be really cool, especially because Luke doesn't have to worry about the poison blades, but Jessica sure does.
Yeah.
This would be a really good excuse to give them all a uniform of sorts just for the defenders, then afterwards they could all be like, I'm not wearing this.
Yeah. I think that would be totally fine. So yeah, I'm up for that if we get something like that. Anyway, the only other person I can think of from Daredevil is Punisher. Does that count? Could they bring just Punisher in?
I think they could.
They could.
Legitimately, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna say no. I don't think they're gonna bring in Punisher.
Okay.
I would love it if they did. Don't think they're going to.
Yeah, because Punisher season 1, I believe, comes out after Defenders.
Yeah.
So that would make sense. We could get a tease at the end, but I don't think he's going to actually be in the show.
Yeah. Same. Maybe for does Defenders have a season 2? Just a season 1, right?
Just season 1.
Yeah. So. Anyway, from Luke, who would you want them to bring in?
I mean, we got some people around.
I'll say mine's probably Bobby. I think Bobby Fish.
Oh yeah, because we got a mention from him. He helped Luke get out. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Bobby's cool. He's also been in situations where it's with Diamondback and everything. So it's not like he's there's some characters that are just they'll never be in a superhero sort of scene.
Yeah.
I was he could.
Plus, I could definitely see them bringing all of the Defenders or just 2 of them to the former Pops.
Oh yeah.
And just as we need to hide out. I know a place.
Yeah. Again, it felt like they were really building that into a thing for the Defenders, but then I like it more as just a community thing.
Yeah.
But still, a place for Claire to patch them up and everything would be nice.
I'm going to say Shades. Like, I don't think we'll get any of the main villains, and Shades is a bit of an edge case because it's always like Shades and Mariah.
Yeah.
But I could see him like popping in. I could see. Okay. Yeah, I would say it would be a like. I want to confirm that this is not us. Like, this is some like we're scared about these people as well. Like, we're not gonna fight them. Screw you. But this ain't us. Don't come after us.
I don't know if I can see that. I don't know. I don't think Shades, no.
Okay.
I think Shades is a bit of a stretch.
Okay.
Jessica Jones.
Boy, who is in Jessica Jones that's still alive?
There's not a whole lot of people in Jessica Jones that are still alive or that I want to see. Like, I don't want Nuke to show up in this one.
Yeah.
But, like, I will say, I don't remember her name, but Jessica's neighbor.
The sister of the guy who died?
Yes. I liked her. She was a fun character, really out there and wacky, and yeah, I think that would be, interesting. Like, I'm surprised she didn't come out like just in the first episode when the family was, complaining Jessica and everything like that. Like,
yeah, like even if they don't want to show her, they could have her scream something.
Yeah, I was expecting a big scream, just like shut up. But I would be happy to see her again.
I'm going to say the guy from the Kilgrave support group. You know the guy?
Yeah, I knew exactly. I was about to make the same joke. Like, I actually would like to see the guy who got his jacket stolen by Kilgrave again. that fucking guy.
I don't think it'd be a serious thing. I feel like it would be comedic relief.
If he showed up and he was like, "Oh, Alexandra stole my jacket." So from Iron Fist, I'm gonna say Ward. Very much so. I want Ward to show up. I'm taking it before you can say it. I want Ward. Give me Ward.
Ward's a good one. I could definitely see Ward showing up.
Like, I want Ward over Bakudo is what I'm saying.
Okay. I think. Oh boy, that's a tricky one. Because Davos and I forgot her name. I can't remember her name. Joy. Yeah, like they feel like they're going to be the main bosses of season 2, so I don't think they're going to show up at all. Ward's the good one.
I got Ward. Oh yeah, let's Bakudo. I think. Is there anybody else who hadn't shown up in Iron Fist?
Bakudo makes sense as like of anyone who is a boss character because he is a member of the Hand. We're doing big hand stuff.
I mean, maybe Thunderer could show up.
Maybe. I feel like
if they find what the fuck happened to Kunlun in Defenders, maybe.
Yeah, or if he got out of Kunlun before it happens.
Yeah, maybe. Again, it's Danny's having these visions of the Kunlun soldiers being killed, but we don't know anything. Like, they could be totally fine. All we've seen is dead Hand soldiers.
Yeah.
So we don't know actually. Like, they could be completely fine. They just said we're gonna skip skedaddle right out of here.
Yeah. And that's so tricky because. Like Defenders has so much Iron Fist stuff in it that I could see them resolving the mystery here, and then in Iron Fist season 2, I think you could still set it up so if you just watch Iron Fist season 1, Iron Fist season 2, they would just have to do a dump at the front, like, hey, this is what happened to Kunlun.
Yeah, I also think it does seem like they. Whether in the future, I don't know how well Defenders did, but it seems like at least they were expecting that everybody was going to watch Defenders.
Yeah.
Defenders is going to be this big thing. No matter what show you're watching, even if you're not going to watch, let's say you just watch Iron Fist, you would watch Iron Fist, Defenders, Iron Fist Season 2.
Yeah.
I think that's their mentality. Even if, who knows in the future if that mentality changes, but I think right now that's what their mentality was.
I could definitely say online, I've seen, a post or two from people saying, hey, do I really need to watch Iron Fist, or do I really need to watch Luke Cage, because I really want to watch Defenders? And the general consensus seems to be, if there's a show you really liked, then you should watch Defenders, and then, you can just enjoy the show like that. You're gonna miss something, though.
Yeah. I think that is the way to do it.
Yeah.
It is very comics, in that regard. I'm following this run, and I don't really know who these people are, but this is essential to this character that I like. So.
Yeah, just nut up and watch a tie-in.
Yeah. So, did we cover all of them? Jessica, Luke, Daredevil, Danny.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got them all. Okay, that's it.
I think we're good.
Yeah. See you guys for the next one. Till then, get the fuck out of here.